Sick of gazing down on the same old realms? Here are the most exciting management games we'll be lording it over in 2021 and beyond. Official. Some genres are just so much better with a keyboard and mouse. Management games do sometimes end up on consoles, but there's nowhere better to survey your domain than on a PC. A mouse and keyboard give the greatest mastery. And with Lightspeed Wireless, you can spend more time managing your games rather than your wires. Whether you're keeping tabs on a city, a bear-run bed and breakfast, or a ski resort, you always want the best possible control of your views and those all-important finances. Oh, and speaking of mice, if you hover yours over the subscribe button to Logitech G, we'd be very grateful. There are plenty of brilliant new management games on the way in 2021. Not all of them have release dates just yet, but they're all scheduled to arrive this year. Here are our picks of the best of the bunch. First off, the good news is that if you want some freezy fun right now, there's no need to wait. Snowtopia Ski Resort Tycoon has just hit the slopes of early access, and this chilly management sim looks as satisfying as a mug of hot cocoa on a cold day. Here you're in charge of mapping out runs for skiers of all skill levels and choosing from an almost intimidating range of ski lifts. Who knew you could be dragged off a mountain in so many different ways? Unlike most management games, Snowtopia isn't all about money. You'll have to make your customers happy on the slopes, and they'll want to join as volunteers to keep things running smoothly. And we'll be catering for different kinds of ski fans too, whether they're there for the raclette or thrilling mountain descents. It's all about meeting their specific needs. Definitely nothing to be pissed off about here. Sure, City Skylines is brilliant. In fact, so much so we have constructed a list of other games to play if you can't get it out of your head. But there's an unavoidable allure in the art of more ancient city building. Perhaps it's all those years of Caesar and Pharaoh, but we can't help but be immediately transfixed by games like Builders of Egypt, of growing a Nile settlement from nothing into a majestic city of pyramids. From tree placement to economic decisions and alliances, everything about your Egyptian city can be controlled and altered. Don't worry, but quite literally, everyone is depending on you to keep them not just alive, but thrive through history. Just try not to create an all-out civil war in the process. No pressure, eh? Ever get the feeling that villains just aren't trying hard enough? That they'd get a lot more done if they just stopped monologuing and started properly planning? Well, Evil Genius 2 World Domination is all about putting your money where your manically laughing mouth is and trying your hand at layer management. It turns out that there's a lot more red tape than you might expect when it comes to running an evil underground research facility. For one, you need to camouflage it beneath an innocuous casino front, and then you need to make sure no heroes arrive to spoil your horrific fun. Or at least when they do, that they have a perfect array of traps that mean they automatically become shark food. Minion training too looks like a full-time job, even if you do have henchmen to do some of your dirty work for you. Also, hey, I thought I'd at least get a cat out of this. Anyone? From villainry to, more villainry in Soma Sim's City of Gangsters, where we get to make our morals somewhat shadier as we enter Prohibition Chicago. From this lovely scenic spot in the sky, we'll be able to build an expansive crime syndicate across the city, building relationships and contacts as we go. The Prohibition might mean that bars and distilleries are closed, but that merely opens up a whole new industry of organized criminality bubbling just below the surface.
Unfortunately, we can't sell this to just anyone. The stuff's illegal, right? But we know a few people we could trust.
Unofficial breweries churn into action, and it will be our chance to shine as the kind of person who can hook you up. Oh, and can we take a second to appreciate this minimalistic art style? Conversations and bartering look like they'll be key to find our way in the shadowy world of illegal entrepreneurial spirit. And, well, spirits, generally.
It's good to have trusted people working for you. This leaves you free to look after more important things, like knocking heads.
And it turns out that Egyptian city builders are a lot like buses with hieroglyphics on the side. You wait years and then two come along at once. Unfortunately, we haven't seen much gameplay yet, only this animated reveal trailer and some screens, but Pharaoh: A New Era is leaning hard on your nostalgia button. If you spent hours under the desert sun of Sierra Entertainment's Pharaoh series, then you'll love this full 4K remake, complete with the Cleopatra DLC. It's been 20 years since the original game, but that also compelling loop of watching your city grow just hasn't lost any of its sandy charm. Once again, we'll be managing the economic and spiritual health of our city along with constructing buildings of historical significance. Even better is that developer Triskel Interactive is promising some 21st century tweaks to bring it in line with modern simulations. It's almost too exciting. We'd all like to think we could run a perfect hotel, the kind of establishment requiring a red carpet, and with every flavor of ice cream you could ever want available on room service. Hotel Magnate is here to help you work out if you can actually build that, or a tiny motel full of bugs and a swimming pool that no one would ever dream of jumping into. This Kickstarter success from Bastion Interactive gives you in-depth control of every element of your hotel. Furnishing, staff, wages, rates. It's all down to you and your careful, skillful balance of everyone's enjoyment. It's fine if your customers are happy, but you really don't want your employees to all march out at once. Who will deliver the ice cream? Aim for Las Vegas and not the Overlook Hotel, and you'll hopefully do okay. I dare you to add a 13th floor.
Can someone please check if he's breathing?
Sometimes a sentence is all you need. A laid-back management adventure game where you build and run a bed and breakfast, but you're a bear, is enough for us immediately to add bear and breakfast to our wish lists. Throw in the delightful art style and a whole forest of critters to interact with amidst the catering for your esteemed guests, and Gummy Cat's wood-based Airbnb sim looks truly charming. While spending hours customizing a B&B would probably be enough for us. There's a full Ursine campaign with quests and a storyline as you grow your tourism business. Characters in the wilderness can even give you helping hands to build your empire. Well, shag. Just keep your guests happy and it doesn't look like anyone will get eaten by bears. That's going on the TripAdvisor review.
Thank you for choosing Bon Voyage. No refunds.
If you've watched enough true crime documentaries, you'll know that no one wakes up deciding to join a cult. It just seems like becoming part of a tight-knit group of people who know something the rest of the world doesn't. But then there's Honey, I Joined a Cult, and there's no way of getting around the fact that this lot are willing participants in their groovy 70s cult. This management game with a twist means creating, running, and growing a cult in the time of peace and love. You'll need to look after your leader, keep everyone entertained, and you can even build your dream cult base. Yeah, that's an odd sentence that makes me vaguely uncomfortable, but here we are. There's even challenges to overcome with threats from journalists and the cynical eyes of the governments. Nope, nothing to see here. What if Jurassic World Evolution, but with added woolly mammoths? Yes, Prehistoric Kingdom looks an awful lot like Frontier's dinosaur zoo, but that doesn't mean that this version is automatically extinct. In fact, without the restrictions of a film franchise, this prehistoric simulation looks like it has everything we could want from the genre, with satisfying-looking building mechanics and even adorable smaller creatures to match the toothy ones. The game will launch in early access from this year, with the devs already being communicative about their plans for the future and showing off the furry and scaly animals on the way. As an added bonus that makes things feel much more like a zoo than a theme park, mini aviaries are also available for smaller creatures. We'll even have to keep track of their individual needs, as well as those of the significantly more deadly monsters. Yep, everyone is equal in our, Cretaceous Park? So that's 10 management games you need to look out for this year. Let us know which one you're most excited about taking control of in the comments below. Drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more features just like this one. If you do already subscribe, remember to hit that notification bell to make sure you never miss another video.